My monitor is clear. So if it sounds good to you guys, I think we're good. All right. Sorry about that long delay, but that stuff happens. All right. So nothing exciting has happened, so we will resume. Nice Pants representing Team Rhynadon's Revenge here in the upper right in the white. And in the lower right, we have Cinders representing Team IKEA Build Orders. Now we see they both will scout each other first, so we'll see if they try to go for any funny build orders here. All right, so both droning up to 11. I'm sorry, into 12 drones here. So we should see a more economic game here. Pool first for Nice Pants, and Hatch first for Cinders. All right, so this should favor Cinders. He'll have a larger lean count, slightly slower tech, but just the overall larva count should make this swing in his favor. We will see. Now, Nice Pants, interestingly, going for adding another drone, then going for another hatch on 12. And then droning up to 13, no gas. Oh yeah, sorry if we missed the introduction here, but this is going to be Team IKEA Build Orders versus Rhynadon's Revenge, and we're looking at all Tier 3 games. Now, judging by the file sizes, most of these games are actually pretty short, which for Tier 3 matches is a little odd. So I'm expecting some fireworks here. Alright, Toolings headed down the ramp for Nice Pants. Cinders, though, has not made any... he is working on 6 lings here. Okay. And again, he should have the ling count due to his larva advantage, but there is definitely room for the 12 pool player to come back into the game. So interestingly, Nice Pants is known for heavy turtle style. He will, where some Zerg players may tend to add on just static defense in ZVZ can be a little situational. It's due to the very low drone counts in the matchup. You typically don't see much, but Nice Pants definitely takes static defense to the next level. As you can see, he's already got a second sunken on the way on the low ground here. And adding a drone, due to this, he is down 2 drones to Cinders, who went for 12 hatch. So we'll see how he's able to do this, but he is definitely setting himself up for defensive style and ceding map control to Cinders, who also had an economic advantage. And a slightly slower layer. Now, interestingly, 12 pool for Nice Pants, but it is getting the slower layer. Spire on the way for Cinders. And just, a dance outside. This is, I think, a good play here from Cinders, just to make sure that he keeps track of where the lings of Nice Pants are. He has the advantage, and the way he would fall behind a player who took a slightly more aggressive opening, and who is okay. Ling's moving out. Yeah, the way that he would fall behind is to fail to see a move out. So he sees the move out. Let's see what happens here. Not bringing all of his lings back. So the ling count here does favor Nice Pants. He's getting a favorable trade here. But again, Nice Pants had the early larva advantage. It does save the drone. Very heavily reaction there from Cinders. Pulling that many drones off of mining can definitely... I don't know the exact math on that, but I would imagine that's at least 2 or 3 drone trips that was lost. More lings flooding in from Nice Pants. Not getting a very favorable engage though, coming in one at a time, but still managing to clear up the lings from Cinders. Moving up the ramp, but the Mutas hatch for Cinders, and he's got 6. That was not a GG. Now what does Nice Pants have to counter this? His own Spire is already complete, but he has no mutas, so he's instead opted to go for static defense. He's got 1 spore at each base, and he's adding in a 3rd hatchery. So despite the early economic advantage that Cinders took, their Nice Pants is setting himself up to have a larva advantage if he's able to preserve his drone count. And we definitely see some economic imbalance. Nice Pants adding in the 3rd hatchery so he can spend all his money, but not able to spend all of his gas. Cinders, on the other hand, spending his gas but not having the larva to spend his minerals. So both players sort of in opposite economic problems. Cinders does get a drone kill. Again, this is not covered by the spore, so okay. No muta micro. There we go. Pulls him back. He did have position here. He could have continued to hit that hatchery, so I'm not sure why he pulled back there, but Nice Pants will take the opportunity to use the space. Again, drone counts are pretty much even. We do now have a larva advantage for Nice Pants. However, Cinders is adding on a 3rd hatchery, so there is definitely... oh, whoa, sorry, we missed that. Cinders able to move in and take out the spore. If he can kill these 2 spores off, there's not really going to be much chance for Nice Pants. Nice cancel there by Nice Pants. But even though he saves a few minerals, I don't think that, especially with losing these overlords here, his chances of coming back are very slim. But Azur can make a lot off of 1 base in this matchup, so he's still at a 3 drone deficit, but he is not out of the game. Scouting Lean getting in. Not going to get any damage done, but again, a huge drone pull by Cinders. He's going to go ahead and just bring these on down here. So again, 1 Ling managing to accomplish quite a bit. I see Nice Pants, he's just sort of throwing his units at Cinders, towards Cinders' base, hoping to pull him away, but the muta count is just so heavily in favor of Cinders, who has the 2nd gas. And mutas are the super weapon in this matchup. It's very difficult for a player with fewer mutas to make anything work. Alright, Ling's managing to get in around the sunken, all getting picked off, but they are still this amount of pressure that's coming out from Cinders is just probably going to be too much for Nice Pants to handle. I see Cinders continuing to mass up. Again, despite his advantage, unless he's able to expand or somehow increase his economic advantage, he is not actually in this. There is a huge supply advantage for Cinders. However, if he's unable to break Nice Pants and doesn't get ahead in some other way, Nice Pants might have an opportunity to deal damage to Cinders. I like the little nicknames coming out in chat. Spore Pants. Oh, nice moving shots from Cinders. Managing to pick off, I think that was 2. He might get a 3rd. Oh man, this really hurts if you're Nice Pants. I see Cinders having okay, no, he just moved everything down. Again, Cinders is not spending all of his larva. He has enough minerals, he could. I would really like to see him either just make a flood of lings or add in some drones. Just, you know, get that economy rolling. And then just crush his one base opponent. But they're operating on equal drone counts, which for 14 drones, they're on even economy. Cinder's not even utilizing his second gas, so I don't know. There's still opportunities here for Nice Pants. Sneaking some lings by. There's a nice Sim City here and a Sunken, so if Nice Pants, unless Nice Pants controls this correctly, I'm sorry. If Nice Pants controls this well, he could do some damage, but the numbers are just still favoring Cinders. Muta sweeping in though, managing to get some drone kills. Picking off one of Cinders. Muta's nothing, no response. Cinders has units spread out throughout the map. Where are Cinders' Mutas? Here they are. Alright, well after that, Nice Pants now has a 6 drone advantage. And we see some of Cinders' drones are not actually even mining, so things getting rather hectic here. Just a constant flow of lings coming in from Nice Pants, threatening to backstab. And we can see here this can be a difficult style to deal with. Spores are incredibly powerful against mutas. So diving in would not necessarily have been the correct play for Cinders early on. But he's also allowed himself to be caught out by these just constant run-bys and harass. Nice Pants just sniping economy and then getting out. Now Cinders is only on half the economy that Nice Pants is on, despite being on 2 bases. Small backstab by Cinders, but it gets cleaned up pretty handily. And Cinders with a lot of units and Overlords spread around the map. If Nice Pants is able to just find and clean some of these up, it's going to be difficult for Cinders on this smaller economy to replace these Overlords. Still up 20 supply, and again, that's mostly this one flock of mutas that's just afraid to hit the main base. Nice Pants again moving out. These lings will intercept in the middle of the map, but the lings again, mutas again are making it through. Gonna hit the drones of Cinders. This is all of Cinders' economy right here. If he loses this, he's gonna have a very difficult time managing to come back into this. Again, he still has the superior muta count, and looking at upgrades, hold on here. Alright, they're on even upgrade 0-0. So again, Cinders does have the more powerful force, but again, he's still afraid to come into the main base of Nice Pants. And 3 drones now for Cinders, unable to replace his losses. Nice Pants now droning up to 16. He is pinned in his base. He cannot expand, but Nice Pants crawling back into this. Now, I say he can't expand, but I think we all know how popular proxies are in this matchup. I'm wondering if we'll see something like that come out here from our Rhynadon Zerg. 3 drones maybe out from Cinders. Is he making a pull? Are these attack drones? Who will know? If this were game 2, I might make a Star Wars joke that this was episode 2, Attack of the Drones, but unfortunately no. Again, moving out. Nice Pants, Cinders pulling all of his mutas back to respond to another run by. Can Nice Pants claim the Spire here? Still on 0-0 upgrades. Nice Pants again retreating, but looking at these muta counts, he's on 11 versus 8. Considering the economic advantage Nice Pants has, he can even up this count very soon, probably within the next minute or 2. Crazy game. Okay, so there's a few more here for Cinders, but again, he cannot replace his losses. Nice Pants still has not managed. Oh wow, that drone probably had a heart attack. Will he get the cancel? No, he does not cancel. Now, unlike Cinders, he can afford this loss, but that does hurt. He's down to 13 drones now to 10. So Cinders now has managed to replace his losses of drones, but this game has come back into a point where it's nearly even. Do we see any upgrades for the Mutilas yet? Nice Pants getting caught here. He's eating a few muta shots. He's had the economic lead this whole time, but he can't afford to be losing mutas. Still the 4 worker advantage, but having lost all but 4 mutas. Cinders now a Scourge and nearly 20 mutas. I don't know. This is looking tough for Rhynadon Zerg again. He was so close. I think he actually could have forced, maybe with some Scourge, he could have actually just forced Nice Cinders to allow him to retake his natural. But I don't know. This game's crazy. Nice Pants now throwing, just kind of mineral dumping, trying to sneak any sort of harassment that he can. But Cinders now has taken the lead. Oh, he snipes the Spire. Too little, too late, I think, but I'm never going to call this game until it's actually GG is typed. Still on 0-0 versus 0-0. Now, if Nice Pants did manage to sneak in an armor upgrade, his mutas still do not stand a chance. But he would be able to take some better trades at least. Managing to sneak an expansion down here, even I didn't see. But again, is this a bait hatch? It is, but it's just too much. There's just too much for Cinders. And I think this is probably just kind of the last moves that Nice Pants is able to make. Impressive showing by Nice Pants, able to crawl himself back into this game, but just not able to hold on to his lead. Again, though, Nice Pants managing to take the drone lead again. Cinder's almost with his Spire complete, still maintaining a large Mutalisk advantage. Kills the second hatch of Nice Pants. These Lings here have to do incredible damage. Because Nice Pants needs every larva he has to make drones at this point. Why do I say drones? I don't think he can make any other unit that would have more impact than a drone. But he's nearly mined out. So many glaive bounces here. What? Where is all his... He lost all of his drones again. Oh, yeah. I wish we had a worker kill count. This is actually crazy. Actually, I think we could probably... I have to check the stats again. We might be able to get an idea of how many workers have died here. Nice Pants again trying to sneak out a proxy hatchery. And two control groups of Mutalisks here for Cinders. He's mining gas, no minerals, so he's up to 1,500 gas and 4 minerals. Okay, he's finally got 3 drones on minerals now. 4. Has not fixed his rally point yet. But this is so many Mutalisks, they can actually simply just dive these spores. This game really should be over at this point. Cinder's just giving a lot of respect to his opponent here. But I think at this point, you just look at the numbers. I think there's just a little bit of shock here from Cinders. He can't believe how many drones he's lost. The drones are striking. I don't know what's going on, but Cinder's just completely afraid to leave his base. Yeah, I agree. Cinders really just needs to attack. I think, though, early on when he first killed the natural, losing all of Nice Pants' drones here, this is the end here. Nice Pants might just throw all his Mutas here into a dogfight, but it's never going to go his way. 0-0 versus 0-0 upgrades. So Muta versus Muta Math. GG smiley face from Nice Pants here. Crazy 24-minute game. ZVZ. I don't know how many comebacks there were, how many drones died, but it was insanity. I'm sorry, Muta versus Muta Math gets very fuzzy when there are spores and multiple spores in the equation. It takes 5 Mutas to kill a spore without losing a Muta. You get a second spore. I don't know what the math is exactly, but I think it's like 8 or 9. But when you have Nice Pants was at a muted count disadvantage, but adding in these spores take a lot of damage, and they deal a lot of damage. So I think if Cinders had just attacked straight in after killing the natural, he might have actually thrown away his lead. So I think he was right to play it patient, but he played perhaps a little too patient and just wasn't able to keep track of the Mutalisk flocks and just constant backstabs. But anyways, enough of my coaching. I think this was a great game. So let's get on to the second one here. So I want to see here what the kill count was, because that was crazy. Yeah, unfortunately I can't see a worker count, but that had to have been at least 30 drone kills that Nice Pants got. That's insanity. He killed more drones than most Zerg players make in an entire game. All right, moving on to game 2 of Nice Pants versus Cinders. In the upper right, in the white, we have Nice Pants. And in the bottom left, on Eclipse, we have Cinders. So, 2-player map. Since both know each other's spawning locations, there's a little bit of... definitely some mind games that can go on this map. There's always the threat of the 4-pool. So, it's sort of this dare that both players have to make at each other. Who will be more greedy? Because the 4-pool is very real and is very dangerous. So is the Sunken Rush. So you can be punished very easily for greed on this map. But at the same time, if you just go for a middle of the road build, and your opponent goes for an economic build, then you can just straight up lose. All right. Nice Pants going for the 9-pool. We already see a bit of a variation. Cinders has not added anything yet, so my guess is he's going to go for a 12 drone play. Now, if he goes for 12 hatch, this game is almost certainly Nice Pants. But if he goes for 12 pool, control is gonna. He's at an advantage as long as he just controls his fight well. Gas almost complete for Nice Pants. Alright, so adding on 3 links. A little slow to get a drone on gas, and only 1, so I'm not sure what he's working on. He's got 2, but I would think he would pull 3 if he wants a quick ling speed. So I don't know, maybe he's going to go for a different play here. Cinder's already nearly about 25% complete with his hatch, and there will be 6 lings out. Pulling his drones preemptively. I think he's assuming. Okay, see, he saw the lings coming. Never mind. So good pull here. If he needs to control this well, though. Okay, yeah, definitely wins this muted dogfight. Now, he is going to have a larva advantage for a short time. He will be able to get out maybe 2, maybe 3 extra pairs of lings. So Nice Pants now is definitely at a disadvantage. But, as we saw last game, anything can happen. Slightly faster ling speed here for Cinders, despite having the slower gas timing. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. That looked weird, but okay. So Nice Pants still keeping 1 drone on gas. Cinders with 2. Okay, so Nice Pants is getting the faster layer. Very slow layer timing from Cinders. He has the money. You definitely would want your spore, your layer by this point in time, unless you're going for a Ling flood, but in that case he should have made a third hatch and pulled off gas. So I think just missing his timing there. But timings are still close enough. I don't think it will matter, assuming they put their spores down, their spires down immediately. But these Lings from Cinders running past, giving Nice Pants a little bit of his own medicine here. Good group up here though from Nice Pants. Only losing one drone, taking an incredibly good trade. But he's still down 3, not cleaning up all of them though. Loses a second drone. And a third, and a fourth. Oh. Nice Pants, what have you done? Oh, 5th drone. These, oh man, these, it feels so bad when 2 Lings get this much done. And he's making a counterattack on the other side. Will he return the favor? I don't think he'll be able to. It's just too much here from Cinders. Only on 3 drones, now 4 for Nice Pants. No Spire for either though, so I don't know. There's this is pretty much going to be a Ling only fight, I think, that decides this game. Well, Nice Pants realize that he has 6 Lings. These are even numbers. This should favor Nice Pants, but not taking a favorable engage at the ramp. Losing a drone right as it pops out. Yeah, this was GG a few minutes right as this Ling's got in, but Nice Man's gonna try and play it out here. Just losing so many drones. He's at half the drone count. Cinder's still with no Spire, 700 gas. Trying to end the game, but not managing to convince Nice Pants that he's won. Nice Pants just attack his own Ling there. Kung Fu Drone though, getting the roundhouse spit. But this is so many Lings for Cinders. Yep, GG smiley face. Crazy those last 2 Lings, yeah. That hold was so amazing by Nice Pants, actually. The fact that he killed all those Lings for, I think, 1 drone loss. And then those last 2 Lings killed 5 drones. That was crazy. Alright, Cinders takes the series, puts IKEA up 1 in tier 1 over our Rhynadon's Revenge in tier 3. So let's see what the next match is. Alright. Isaac's versus Borisu will be our second matchup this evening. TVZ. Alright, let's get into this. All right. In the bottom left, representing IKEA build orders. This is Borisu. And in the upper left, representing Rhynadon's Revenge, we have Ice Axe. Now, I've seen these two meet a couple of times recently. Ice Axe, some of you probably know, runs his own tournaments and clan. And one of those is for a tournament for E and F rank players. And he and Borisu actually met each other in that, and it went, I believe it went Ice Axe's way. So we'll see. Is Borisu going to be able to take revenge? Or will Ice Axe maintain his lead? So Ice Axe scouting in the correct direction. Borisu, though, however, will not see it, so he will probably get a slightly slower scout. And getting a forward supply depot, so probably gonna see a bio play. I know nukes would be amazing. I'm unaware if any of those have happened in CPL this season. I haven't seen any. I feel like that would have blown up in the chat. So, but man, yeah, I would love to see some nukes here. Forward barracks here. I don't actually see forward barracks too often on ladder. So Isaac I'm sorry, Borisu going for a wall here. Getting scouted though, so Isaacs will know that this is, he's pulling his overlord back, but if he sees this barracks here, I would think he would know. He could know there that it is, his overlord is safe. But again, that's very risky to run your overlord into the main like that, so good on him to pull it back. Losing your first overlord is very painful. There's nothing too crazy here. 2 hatch coming out from Ice Axe. This question is he going to favor lurker play, or is he going to favor Mutalisk play? Or perhaps he will go for a Ling all-in. But again, this is a very Ling tight wall. As long as Borisu's able to get a good SCV pull off, a Ling all-in should never work. Again, that's dependent on him pulling SCVs. And his SCV did not see the move out here, so will he be ready? This is a lot of Lings coming out from Ice Axe. Speed is on the way, will not be done in time before he arrives, but unless Borisu is able to block this off, this could be game losing. Ice Axe adding on more Lings, adding on 4 more pairs of Lings right now. This is a lot of Lings. This many Lings, just they have to get something done. We already see Terran with 19 SCVs versus 9 drones, and a second command center about to be complete. So Terran's got a massive macro advantage at this point. But again, no SCV pull, no scout, nothing's moved out to see what is happening. Will the SCV pull happen? Oh, they're letting him through. Attempting some SCV micro here. I think that Isaacs could have just run on through. He's losing all these Lings for free. Wow. Okay. That was a slaughter. Yeah, there was an opening there. Isaacs could have actually run all his lings through. I mean, that was so many lings that would have actually just completely taken over the main base. Either that, or he could have run them through and gotten a full wraparound on the bunker and killed the bunker. Either way. But having only just a few stuck there when there really wasn't a very effective SCV wall, just... yeah. Okay, so what is Isaac's follow-up? He's getting his lair. Adding in a few drones and more lings, just for safety. I think getting a couple just to scout is definitely the right move, but he's just added so many lings on here. I don't know why he's adding in more. He's got a drone up. 23 SCVs. Almost to 3 factories. Yeah, this is going to be... assuming this is a 3-fact Goliath build, he's adding the armor. Yeah, this should be 3-fact Goliath. This build is incredibly difficult as Zerg to stop. If you know it's coming and you have time to prepare and you hit your timings, it's stupid how easily you can smack it down. But Isaacs has put himself so far behind, I don't think he'll be able to hold the push. But we'll see. Anything can happen. So these vultures are a little bit late. However, considering the way the game's gone early on, that's to be expected. But I think he's giving a little bit too much respect to Isaacs here. Considering his worker advantage, he could just keep an SCV wall here and send these vultures to the other side. Force the lings back. Okay. So he is doing that, but again, this not speed vultures, and these are speedlings, so if these vultures get trapped, they are dead. But oh, he's slipping through though. It only takes 2 shots to kill a drone, just like probes. So this is pretty bad if Borisu controls this well. No drone micro coming out from Isaacs. Does lose this first one. Only 1 kill though, so not too bad so far. Okay, so not that much damage. Isaacs choosing to go for Hydralisks. Perhaps the better play here, considering his low econ. Hydras do trade decently well against Goliaths. Mutalisks, you actually have to, when you're counting the Goliath build, you actually have to have more Mutalisks than the Terran has Goliaths. By a fairly significant amount. So it's, yeah, I think opting to go for Hydralisks is the correct play. Trying to sneak off a drone here, though. This could be very risky going against a mech play. If you know it's a 2-base mech push, going for a 3rd base when you're already behind economically is very risky. But I think it's a risk he also has to take in some ways. Adding in lurkers, though, against mech, this... So lurkers in ZVT they're a little weird. They actually are still lurkers. They're cloaked units that do a lot of splash damage, but again, not as effective if the Terran plays around them well. Trying to bust the front here. I guess he was trying to go for some sort of 2-hatch lurker play. Scan wears out though, so this might actually work out. Not enough. Okay, so here in about 5 seconds, there will be enough for another scan here. So not too much done by this. This was definitely not worth it. Yeah. I thought he was simply going to try to stall the Terran. Burrow around the outside as soon as Terran moves out and scans, and just unburrow, move back, and just try to stall Terran's push. Which can still work against mech, but the big problems only really come when vessels are out. Or if Terran is able to get to the Zerg base. But if you're a lurker containing them, it's still effective. But so adding on a 4th hatchery here for for Ice Axe, adding on more lurkers as well. So I'm guessing he's going to try to just slow him down. Again, this is a scary push. A lot of tanks. Not very many Goliaths, though. So I don't think this is the 3... this is definitely not the 3 Fat Goliath build. And more tanks than there are Goliaths. This will be incredibly difficult for Ice Axe to stop without Mutalisks. Speedlings do all right with against siege tanks if they're controlled well, but very difficult. There's hardly anything here. There's more siege tanks than there are Hydralisks, which is never a good sign for the Zerg. So again, if this were Protoss versus Terran, as Terran players would say, as soon as they move across this bridge, they're dead. Oh, okay, those 2 Marines are dead, but again, this should be cleaned up very quickly here. The Goliaths have such long range, siege, and they don't even have to. He's got siege tanks, he can kill these. And again, this is not a bad choice by Ice Axe, but I mean, we look at his macro behind. He's added on a 5th hatchery, but he has no army. I mean, going for the macro play behind this, he doesn't have much macro. He's adding on Lings now, but he's going for ranged upgrades. So I think he's just hoping to get some Ling bombs in. But Lings trade very, very poorly against Goliaths. So I don't really see a way he's able to save his 3rd here. No Sunkens. Like this number of Speedlings, they probably won't get a single kill. Okay, they get 1 kill. Yeah, this is why you do not go Lurkerling against mech. If all of that had been Hydralisks, they still would have lost, but it would not have been quite that bad. All these drones gonna die. Well, most of them. But yeah, this base is dead. And again, he went for a 3rd base and did not have an army to protect it. Again, going a Hydralisk on 2 bases is very risky, but I think I think if he had not lost those initial lurkers quite so needlessly, I think he actually could have had a Hydra force at this point in time, because this push is powerful, but it is slow. Borisu did not hit as quickly as he could have, so I think there was some chance here for Ice Axe, but at this point, this is Borisu's game to lose. Hydras with no upgrades against 1-1 mech. Yep, GG. GG, Isaac. No. These guys are friends. Good manners. Alright. Borisu takes game 1. Alright. On Sylphid. I'm not sure why they were playing on Sylphid game 2. I don't remember what the map pool was, but there's some deviation here. So, anyways, on Sylphid at 12 o'clock, representing Team Rhynadon's Revenge, we have Ice Axe. And in the lower right, in the blue Terran, representing Team IKEA build orders, we have just Borisu. Again, if you're just tuning in, Borisu went for a mech push in game 1 that Ice Axe was not ready for. So Ice Axe here, will he be able to bring this back for his team? Or will this go IKEA's way, 2-0. So 2 SCVs moving out. Is this a BBS? Or it's just a scout? Okay. I think that timing was too late for BBS anyways, but again, this is tier 3. Great guys, but you never know what will happen. So Isaac's, let's see, he's got, what is he making? He is making, what is he making? I think he pooled larva a little bit. Okay, going for 12 hatch. Oh, okay, never mind. It was the worker count I was looking at. My bad. Again, Borisu going for the wall off. Will we see another mech play? This map, these rocks here, it's very difficult to wall this map. In fact, this map here is kind of difficult to hold your natural NS Terran. So, will we see some aggressive play? I don't know. Is this the Protoss build? Okay, was asking. Again, no, don't know for sure what the tech pads are if Borisu not getting early gas, so probably not an early mech build, but if it is, it's not the 3 fact. Interesting bunker placement here. I cannot say I've ever seen one of these. This looks like a Wings of Liberty or Heart of the Swarm StarCraft 2 bunker placement. Back whenever Terrans would build up like a turret or a bunker up to like 90% and then just leave it incomplete, and then they would finish it or scrap it depending on what they scouted. But Borisu just making the in-line bunker. Doesn't even cover the supply depot. Yeah, chat's saying this is a very good anti-mutalisk bunker. I agree. This is true. Oh, these Lings sneaking in though. Can the Marine makes it back, but yeah, one Ling just gonna get a scout off. Shouldn't get any damage done, but Marine, an SUV can pretty much solo a SUV. I take that back. Okay, boys, clean it up. Yeah, I can see X in the chat. If you make enough SCVs, mining efficiency doesn't matter. I don't disagree. Yeah, you can make your first gas here and just run SCVs back and forth. If you have enough of them, doesn't matter. All right, so Isaac's going for a 3 hatch build here. It looks like. Yeah, judging by these timings, yeah, he's definitely went for 3 hatch. 3 hatch lurker. It looks like. Unless we see a 3 hatch Hydra bust. You never know. Considering the timing on this gas, though, I think he will be going for a lurker. Off of 2 bases, you should get a second gas for upgrades, but against Terran, you definitely would want to be hitting a timing faster. All right, we're going to see bio here from Borisu. 5 racks. All right. Nice standard build. Very powerful. Ooh. Fairly early 3rd expansion here from Isaac's. It's a good read. I think he can hold it, assuming he gets his... Yeah, his lurkers will be done in time. So I don't know if he based this off of the scouting, but he got. But it's an early for a 3-hatch build. This is a rather early third base, and he took it at a suboptimal location too. This is not easy to defend, and these values are not very much. I mean, this is 6,000 minerals, 1,500 gas. Some links. Wow, Bunker Man here. So when I said this was a difficult map to wall, you can also just make a bunch of bunkers and then fill them with all of your 5 barracks marines. Stimming to kill the Overlord. Yeah, in chat saying he's playing single player. Yes. So when I play on ladder, I will oftentimes run into what I like to call single player multiplayer, and these are primarily Terran and Protoss players who they basically play the game as though it's a single player mission. Basically, hold on for 30 minutes until reinforcements arrive, and they just turtle on 2 or 3 bases. And as a Zerg, it's actually very difficult to bust once after about 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so. Zerg tech just does not allow for turtle busting very well. So you can oftentimes take over the whole map, but you take such unfavorable trades, it's still painful. So Barisu filling up. 11 Marines in defensive bunkers here. Will he build a perimeter of bunkers as well? Yeah, Guardians. Guardians would be very strong here. Against Bio, they're kind of dumb. As one Terran player put it, they're basically flying Sunkens, and that is not an exaggeration. Incredible range, very tanky, and I think it's 2 hits to kill a Marine. Especially with +1, I think it's 2 hits to kill a Marine. Isaac setting up a contain here. This is... Barisa's macro... I don't know, I feel like he should definitely have a much larger Marine medic force out by this point. Again, a little bit hidden by the fact he has 12 Marines in bunkers. 11. But definitely ceding map control, allowing Isaacs to get up a third base. Not a third gas, but a third base. And Isaacs honestly could have gotten the 4th and 5th up at this point. He has so much freedom. And as Terran, you don't really want to give Zerg this much room. Bio is extremely cost efficient, but it's also mobile. And you kind of want to get out in the map and do stuff. When you let Zerg just get free hive tech, that's on 4 or 5 bases, that's not optimal. Speed Overlord coming in, getting the look. Doesn't even die for it. What is this guy doing? I've never even seen this thing. So in the original, I actually thought that this animation was like a giant astronaut that was like barrel rolled over with its head between its legs, but this animation looks totally different. Anyways. What are we seeing here? Finally a third gas from Isaacs. No 4th base, just adding in a lot of Hydras. Is he going to turn these all into lurkers? I don't know, no upgrades. No upgrades at all. In fact, so he does have double Evo chamber, getting ranged and... Okay, so he's getting ranged, attack, and carapace. Also adding on the Defiler amount, so... Yeah. I think he's going for Hydra Lurker. Barisu adding in, getting siege tech. You don't want to move Marines out against this. Not until you have vessels. Now he does have tanks. A couple tanks mixed in with the Bioforce is definitely good at dealing with lurkers. But this map control he's given to Isaacs, this may not be enough. Isaacs looks like he's going to add on a 4th base. Again, I would like to have seen Isaacs just giving all the scouting information he got for free. I would have liked to see him just throw down a couple extra bases. Again, this Bioforce sneaking out. Not sure what happened exactly, but this little just commando squad here could do a serious damage to Isaacs if he's not quick to respond. At this point in the game, you definitely, as Zerg, want to have either Scourge out on the map, or you want to have Lurkers just to stop this from happening. Nice quick pull from Isaacs, but again, he's going to lose this base. Probably? I don't know. Yeah, unupgraded Lings, no crackling. Isaacs adding in the crackling upgrade, but continuing to get ranged and carapace. So, interesting composition and upgrade choice here. Pulling his whole army back. Well, most of it. Again, a costly loss for Zerg. He's now on 2 base versus 2 base. Something a traded Terran would happily take. Still with map control, but you know, Terran's building up a pretty powerful force here, especially once he unloads these bunkers. Double eBay here. Both players floating a lot of money here, so man, I'd like to see Boriso do something with this army here and add on a 3rd base. Let's see, as Terran, I think you'd want this base and just push towards the Zerg. But at the same time, you don't really want Zerg getting Defilers into your bases either, so. Yeah, red carpet. Yeah, chat saying he snuck around the left side. I thought that the Zerg actually cleaned that up because I saw that move out, but apparently they just... The word never got back to the Swarm. Anyways, a huge force coming down from Isaacs. Not wanting to mess around, but still floating a lot of money. He doesn't have... He only has 3 hatcheries. Okay, finally has 4th and a 5th here. Okay. So he's on 5 hatches, but... If you're on 4 bases and you're going for a Hydra composition, you want to have probably 7 or 8 at this point. Doesn't have the drones to support it yet, but he will want to add on some more hatcheries very soon. Especially with Defiler tech, Terran should not be able to do anything. And these Marines are just getting the most incredible trade. This is really weird. Those Marines probably got... That was, what, 1 dropship of Marines and Medic? They probably killed a full control group of Hydras. Plus some Lings. I don't know. Apparently these SCVs are on strike. I don't know, Barisu's gonna mine out here. Oh my god, what? 16 Lurkers morphing. Now the funny thing with Mass Lurker, incredibly hard to deal with, also incredibly bad at attacking. Especially this late in the game. This science vessel actually cannot believe its eyes. Gets the irradiate though. No Scourge. I don't think... Yeah, Isaacs does not even have a Spire. So it's going for all muscle ground, but he doesn't have any way to deal with these vessels unless they fly over a clump of Hydras. Which he turned all into Lurkers, so... I don't know what the strategy is, but... Apparently Borisu's gonna go for the anti-Zerg... Oh, okay, I see what he's doing. So, for those of you who are StarCraft 2 players, you might remember a time when dropships were able to pick up tanks while in siege mode. Basically did Reaver drops with siege tanks. Very good thing that cannot happen in StarCraft 1. No Dark Swarms. He needs to get these Dark Swarms down. Just losing thousands of gas. Putting a Dark Swarm over the Terran when the Hydralisks start attacking. No, this is not the way. This is not the way, Isaacs. Okay, finally moving the Lurkers under the Swarm. Lurkers do work under Dark Swarm, despite being a ranged unit, but... Oh, this is chaos here. Tanks do work under Dark Swarm, but only if units are clumped. I don't know, it looks like Barisu, despite the suboptimal attack, might be losing his natural base. Again, Zerg losing just an incredible amount of gas here. But it doesn't matter. He's on 5 bases now. Adding on another bay hatch. Okay. It's 5, 6, 7. Looks like 7 hatcheries. Yeah, Isaacs can literally just make units and rally them across the map at this point. He won't be able to break in here that easily, but Barisu's spending his money at least, but Firebat tech is not going to be ideal here. Not against Lurkers. Firebats are only good as a last-ditch effort to hold on. Usually against Lynx. Occasionally against Lurkers if you absolutely have to under Dark Swarm, but this game is crazy. Barisu is going to clean this up and promptly begin to remake his wall of bunkers. But he's nearly mined out in his main, and he's only got about a third or so of his minerals in his natural. So he needs a base, and the amount of Zerg just walking across the map is just unbelievable. Looks like an 8th and 9th hatcheries coming down from Isaacs. At this point in the game, Zerg can simply attack move. They can lose 10, 15 units for every one that Terran loses and still just win the game. But again, lacking Ling upgrades. He's got Carapace, but which is the more important upgrade, but still. Interesting that he goes for Lurker, which I don't actually believe that range attack works on burrowed Lurkers. I don't think it upgrades the attack. You would think I would know that as a Zerg player, but I actually don't know. But I think it's similar to it's another unit that doesn't benefit from upgrades. SCVs do not benefit from attack upgrades. Alright, dropship coming out. Oh, so he does sneak a third here. Will he make a wall of bunkers? Yeah, Reavers. Yeah, Reavers do not. Because Reavers, it's really weird. So Scarabs are almost like a summon, similar to like the Interceptor from a carrier. Which carrier interceptors do get attack upgrades, so I don't really know how this game works exactly. But so Isaac somehow knows that there's a base here. Do these Marines not have range upgrades? Alright, so if he repairs this bunker, he's not, but okay. No medics here, unfortunately, for Barisu. Still taking incredibly good trade, but Barisu gonna have to abandon. And again, this is not Starcraft 2. These Marines, these SCVs are left behind. Someone on the ground probably asking, where is the air support? So Barisu gonna pull back, reassess the situation. Only got about 1,000 minerals remaining. Now this, when I was looking at the file pack size, this was one of the larger games. So this is turning into quite the game here. But Isaacs has full scouting information. He knows where basically every base on the map is. Looks like he's going to go for some drop play here. A little bit risky against the Terran that's turtling inside their base. But again, this area here is completely open, so... Oh, what do we have here? Are we going to have a base trade? Isaac's up 50 supply. Almost at 200, 200. At this point, what? What's he doing? What is he doing? Is this the ultimate bait? No. He is a double bait, because he actually does have these full. Basically, this is single player campaign. The Terran is marooned inside their base, flies all over the Zerg swarm to go for some, I don't know, overmind or something on the other side of the map. Isaac's is probably right here. Does not even know what is coming for him. So this 3 dropships worth is actually incredibly difficult to stop. Isaac's really needs defilers here to stop this. This is nearly half of Zerg's production right here. If he kills all of these hatcheries. Getting left behind, but this Marine force is so powerful that... I mean, if Isaac's had... he's just a bandit. Man, he didn't even bring his defilers. Oh, easy mistake to make a Zerg in the late game, just to not be prepared for drops. The more you expand, it's just difficult to remember to have up defiler at every base. But anyways, creating a Congo line. I'm not sure if that's culturally insensitive to call it that, but a line of Zerg hatcheries here. No, the Zerg's just being very passive here. I mean, Terran has enough of a bank. They can survive for a little bit longer, but Zerg still has their tech and a huge econ engine. I think he's pulling all his Hydras here, just afraid of a drop. He doesn't even know that the dropship's left. Meanwhile, though, science vessels researching. Almost all of these lurkers cleaned up. Now, once he gets enough vessels, he can almost just go for a Protoss strat and just start irradiating all the overlords. Yeah, when you have this many bases, you can actually just, like, Zerg doesn't need 200 supply to attack Terran. They can afford to leave, when you have this many bases, you can afford to leave 2 lurkers at every base. And a defiler. Like, as long as you aren't just completely looking somewhere else, just get that Dark Swarm off, this will not happen. Again, Barisu just, this commando squad here just... Oh, he's just found the fresh hatcheries too. And he's hitting very painful locations. Isaac's is actually mined out many of his other bases. He has a huge mineral bank, but his gas is low. He can't afford to remake this army if he loses it. Considering the opening, he probably will not lose this army, but Barisu can afford to lose this. Isaac's is in trouble. But again, no move out from Terran. I think he just lost his command center. No, he just picked it up. Perhaps microing a little bit too much, but he can move out here. With this, Zerg at this point cannot afford to attack Terran. It would be better for Zerg to just to lean into their map control that they still have, and just get their economy rolling again. He needs gas desperately. And switching to speedlings here, he can really just mass speedlings at this point and because of his mineral bank. But he's going for an attack here. I don't think this is the right call. He's losing his gas units. Again, Dark Swarm on the Terran army when his Hydras are trying to attack. I don't think he realizes this is here. You can just wrap a few units around the side there. Again, taking a bad trade here, losing more gas. Isaac still with some... there's so much on the map he could be taking right now. There we go. Yeah, like in chat, you could say you could just make tons of Zerglings at this point and just rally them across. I don't think that's a bad idea. Just keep Terran so pinned in their base that they can't... You don't have to deal damage to Terran. You just force Terran to not be able to move out while you just retake your bases and get your tech units out. Zerglings are cheap, fast, expendable. But these Hydras, like, he can't afford to be losing these. And he's got some gas income going again, but looking at these, the increments going up are by 2 most of the time. He's just got this gas bank because he's got multiple refineries on depletion mining. I just call them refineries, extractors. And this one, not even mining. Again, late game, very difficult to stay on top of your resource income, but Lings filing in like this aren't going to do anything. Even drops wouldn't be a bad idea. Just drop cracklings into the base. Isaac's finally going for melee upgrades. So he's got +1, getting +2. No Ultralisk Cavern. Again, he doesn't have the gas to really afford that, but I think realizing that he's going to have to rely on Speedlings primarily at this point. I had to get a drink of water there. It's too much. Irradiating the lurker egg. Huh. I thought that irradiate dealt full damage to eggs. Apparently not. Barisu only on 1 mining base, and he is on a very low. Like, he has... How many SCVs is this? Is this 30 SCVs mining minerals here? They're depleting very rapidly. 5. He's only got about 3,000 left. Still decent. Like, he can work with that, but he needs to be able to expand again. But considering the cost-effective trades he's made, I mean, unless Zerg can really just get all these bases powered up mining gas again, Terran has a stronger force. But not making from their barracks. He still has 2.5k minerals, but not producing. Only 140 supply. Good attack angle here from Isaacs, getting the cracklings in on top of the tanks. Only loses a few cracklings to take out 3, maybe that was 4 tanks. Very cost effective there for Isaacs. Definitely something he needed. I think this Defiler just consumed an Overlord. For those of you who don't know, it doesn't matter what you consume, you only get 50 energy from consuming. So yeah, would be nice if consuming an Overlord was just a free boost, but that's why we use Lings. Another huge drop coming in here from Barisu. Isaac's completely unprepared. No Nidus networks either. There's just no way. Zerg has tools to deal with this, but I know Isaac's just counterattacking here, getting Dark Swarms down with Cracklings. This is what he needs to do in order to be able to come back into this. Or he's forced to lift and evacuate. All his army is counterattacking. He's not even making from his barracks. Finally realizing that he needs to be producing Marines at this point in time, because Cracklings and a Defiler are getting into his base. If these Cracklings and a Defiler get into his base and get Dark Swarm down, this is very, very bad for Terran. Even though this right here is a huge kill, Isaacs has enough bases, he can still afford to lose that. Again, Isaac's pulling back, not bringing his Defiler down. He was so close to getting on top of Terran's production with Dark Swarm. But losing his momentum now, he's going to lose these Cracklings again. Yeah. Overlord was having an argument with the Defiler. Pretty sure you can make some Zerg jokes about that, but I'm pretty sure Defiler is the one unit you never want to pick an argument with. I think they can even consume larvae. Was the caster unit in StarCraft 2 that can like drain the Zerg buildings? Alright, nice micro here from Borisu. Well, I say that. I think the scanner ran out? I don't know. He could have just killed them. Just running past here though. 4 Marines can clean all of these drones up in a matter of seconds. Yeah, against Marine Medic, it's just drones can't really deal with them. So what do we have here for Borisu? Adding in lots of fire bats. Good response to the Cracklings, but not a good response to Lurkers. So, I don't know, he set up a third base here in a slightly more defensible location, but it's mineral only. Considering he's on bio and his gas bank, he is fine with mineral only, but seeding map control again. Isaac's not really producing anything. He's only on 49 supply, and he has a bank, but I guess he's just feeling like he's up against the wall and he has to be cost efficient at this point. Still no Nidus network. No Defilers in his bases. Adding in a third Evo chamber. Oh, he just GG's. GG's, but hasn't tapped out yet. Wow. Isaac's giving up while still up. Yeah, he had a third mining base coming down. Borisu only on 1, a mineral only. Yeah, I think that was a preemptive GG. I think maybe Isaac's just tired of the way the game was going. I don't blame him. Maybe he just needs to clear his head. But considering he GG'd at this point, he seeds the series as well. So he'll have to clear his head for next week, unfortunately. And Team IKEA Build Orders takes 2-0 lead in Tier 3. Crazy game. I promise not all the games are that long. I don't know. I think that game just kind of came down to Zerg not utilizing all the tools they had. I will say, as a Zerg player, Terran feels very oppressive with their drops and whatnot, but when you have that many bases as Zerg, that much freedom on the map, you're able to get your tools, your Niduses, your Lurkers, Defilers everywhere. Shouldn't die to those drops. Very difficult to control though, so very well played by both players. I don't know, great series. All right. Our next series is going to be Let me set up the overlay here real quick. But our next series is going to be Yarsino versus... let me make sure I say this right. This is not a Strom caller on stream, by the way. Just a little side note here. I am going to attempt to say people's names correctly. Shout out to Strom there. So this is going to be Yarsino versus Vader. Vader. I think he wanted to say Vader, so Vader. This will be a PVT. And let me just get these overlays set up real quick. And I believe I'm saying Yarsino correctly. I'm 90% sure it's Yarsino and not Jarsino, but you never know. If I am saying your name wrong, feel free to correct me. I do try to say names correctly. And I do appreciate some of the funny mispronunciations too. So let's get into this. Yarsino versus Vader. Alright. In the upper left, in the gray, representing Team Rhynadon's Revenge, we have Yarsino. And in the upper right, playing for Team IKEA Build Orders, in the brown Terran, we have Vader. Now, being a Zerg player, I'm going to try not to say anything I don't actually know as a fact. So, we will do this. Yeah, grudge match versus Strom. Yeah, just have my people get with her people, and we'll set up a best of 9 grudge match. What are the winnings? I want to know what so if there's a Strom versus a Bug grudge match, I want to know like what's the winning, like you know, what's the prize? All right, got one gate and base started here. Barracks and base. Looks pretty standard so far. No BBS. Okay, that's a gas on 11. So I'm a Zerg player, but to me, looks like we're gonna see some aggression here. See Terran also getting, I think this is also, no, I think this is normal timing for Terran. Okay, so we have a Cyber Core. Is this DTs? Is this early goon range? Only one gateway, so I don't know. Getting to say people's names any way you want is the prize. Nice. So this will be like the rules for casters for CPL. Or however, so if Strom wins, I say it however she says it. And if I win, then she says it however I say it. Alright, so adding on a factory here. Not going to see any bio rushes here from Vader. So we're seeing goon range here from Yarsino. Off of one gate. I feel like it's a little more standard to have 2 gates and slightly later goon range, but I'm not entirely sure. Very early. I mean, no, there's really no. I don't know. I think he's going to try and deny the natural here. Is this the man that killed Luke's father? So I have some inside information. Being that I'm actually on Team IKEA, so I'm teammates here with OK, and which is not his real name, but he said he named it after his parents, so I'm guessing he would actually be Luke. Alright, so you see an expansion coming down here for Yarsino. And a Robo-Bay. Alright. This may just be for observers, but I am hoping that we're going to see some shuttle play. Yeah, still 3 on gas, so this might be shuttle play. I think you take 1 probe off gas if you're at this point. If you would have taken them off at this point if you weren't going for Reavers. CC and base floating down. Getting engineering bay for safety. Adding on second gateway. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. Leaving these Dragoons at home though, so he doesn't really have any idea of what Terran's doing at this point. We do have siege mode almost complete, so whatever opportunity there was for Protoss to pressure the front is past. But still no intel on what Terran is doing. Getting missile turret in the front so the DTs can walk by. And it looks like we're just going to see both players macro up. No support bay from Protoss. It looks like we're just going to see observers. Massive spoiler, yeah. Well, I don't know. Like Yarsino, I don't think is a major character in the traditional Star Wars lore, so you never know. It could be Luke's nemesis. Hey, Isaacs. Yeah, we watched the match. It was actually a really good series. Sorry you missed it, but I mean, I know you played the games, but yeah. Got a third gateway on the way. I mean, complete. Adding on Citadel, so we'll expect to see Zealot speed, but probably gonna see an Archives, unless we're gonna see some 2-base carrier. But I think normally if you're gonna go 2-base carrier, you try to get a little faster than this. However, I believe, from what I've heard, the meta for carriers allows you to get them a little bit later now. So you're not really pigeonholed into just rushing them. Like you can actually kind of get a force out, try to get some map control, and then try to start adding in carriers. I am a carrier lover actually, but I know some people do not like to see them, so we'll just see. Yeah, no nukes in the Isaacs versus Borisu series, unfortunately. I think Borisu only saves his nukes for Faust, but I might be wrong on that. Alright, getting up to 6 facts here for... Okay. I keep saying okay instead of okay Vader because I'm trying to get the vowel right. Oh, I actually found out today. I asked Cinders, we casted his match earlier, but apparently his name derives from Sweden. You might wonder how that happened, but basically that's where it derives from originally. I had heard some theories out there, different people pronouncing his name different ways, so I thought I'd finally ask him how do you say your name? And yeah, found out that information. But interestingly, when I searched for Cinders, one of the first, or I shouldn't say Cinders, when I searched for how to say the name, because it uses like a Swedish vowel, I discovered that one of the first search results that came up was how to pronounce IKEA. So it seems like he ended up on the right team after all. Alright, Terran just building up here. Off six facts. Yeah, very, very tame game here. Not much to say. I think this is probably just going to be decided by a Terran push here, probably within the next couple minutes. Yeah, those were actually good games, the Isaacs and Borisu. Both series, actually. Cinders versus Nice Pants had way too many comebacks. Amazing series. And Isaacs versus Borisu also lots of just backstabs and commando raids and huge Zerg armies. So yeah, great series to go back and watch. Alright, so Terran moving out here. Very powerful force, even some SCVs to repair. This is a lot of tanks, and I mean, Protoss, you cannot allow Terran to just get across these ramps and siege your natural. But unless he can somehow work something out here, he's going to be contained. In which case, the game is probably almost over for Protoss. But I don't know, we'll see. He does, yeah, Archive's not even complete yet, so there won't be any Arbors on the field for probably 5 minutes still. So yeah, unless there's some amazing Zealot bombs or Mind Drags, ooh. Not very good trades there with the mines. Observer able to scout for free, but I don't know, we'll see. Shuttles sneaking around the side here with some Zealots inside, but no mines under these tanks. And these tanks aren't even sieged here. So Yarsino wisely choosing to drop here. He sees the mines. Good unsiege here by Ake Vader. Oh, all those Zealots dropped, not a single mine drag. I heard, does he have? I think he has Zealot speed upgrade, but just bleeding so many units. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a Protoss player, but I don't think you ever really want to let Terran just get across this bridge for free. At least force them to come around here, but Terran just moved out for free, and once they're in position like this, you just have, it's so hard to move out here. Especially without Arbiters or Carriers. It's just no tech. Yeah, unless we can see some miracle play here, I mean, there's really not a way for Yarsino to come back into this. He's got one Stargate here, but not even making an Arbiter. I don't think he's even gotten the Arbiter upgrades. Yeah, I just think a little slow on the tech. He invested in an early army, but never left his base with it. I would have liked to see him either use his just turtle and get some tech out, like some carriers, or move out and just stop Terran from doing this. I mean, this is GG. This was GG like several minutes ago. Music. I am not hearing warped music on my end, but Is it like distortion? Oh wow, nice. I mean, it's not gonna matter, but that was a nice mind trap. Yeah, GG. Unfortunate loss for Yorsino. I mean, I don't think there was anything wrong with his choice of build order, but I don't think he applied it correctly. But we'll see. We'll see if he can bring it back in game 2. All right. Game 2 of Yarsino versus Vader. All right. In the upper right, on Eclipse, we have Vader. And in the bottom left, in the gray, we have Yarsino. It's a 2-player map. It's going to be able to, unless either player can deny scouting early on, it might be difficult. It might be able to. I don't know. There's opportunities on this map to do some sneaky stuff, but. Given the lack of ambiguity in spawning locations, it's limited. So we'll see. Again, looking like similar builds to last game so far. The only twisted music I hear is from my own head. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I get earworms. Which I'll just assume some of you don't know what the term earworm refers to, but so I'll just say it. An earworm is basically anytime you hear a song or any music and you just hear it over and over in your head. In fact, it's not even limited to music. I hear that with maybe things people say, sounds, beats, any sort of audio. I sometimes will just hear it randomly in my head. It may have been years since I actually last listened to a song, and then just one day I'll wake up or I'll just hear the song in my head. I don't know where it came from, don't know why. So, let's see, do we still see a quick gas? It looks like a similar build, yeah. Quick cybernetics core. And I'm saying quick here. I don't know the exact timings, but I'm just saying I feel like when you get a cybernetics core this early, you're going to do something with it. Otherwise, you would go 14 or 12 Nexus. Alright, so, Vader gonna get a scout off here. Sees no 12 Nexus, just basically some standard early buildings. So you can't really deduce that much from this, but getting goon range. I don't think he saw goon range start, so as far as he knows, this could be anything. Except 12 Nexus. Or 2 gate all in. So he starts his command center a little bit ahead of the Nexus. So he might be able to get a... he should actually get an economic lead here. I don't know. I think Protoss, you really want to be adding on something here soon. So he's getting a second Dragoon, a third Dragoon. Okay, so looks like he's going to try and get some activity on the map. Deny this SCV. Alright, so he is moving out. I am happy to see this. I think he needed to get a little bit more done with his Dragoons last game. So you're gonna get in here, see, there's no... Okay, if he sticks around, he will see, or he can at least deny the CC landing. Ooh, taking some free hits. Very early Robo Bay? Okay. Yeah, I mean, unless he's worried about mines, I think this is a pretty early Robo Bay. Every time you kill Dragoons, you kill a handicapped person. Think about that next time. This is true. The handicapped people are, I mean, they're people too. They can fight like the rest of us. I am not making a political statement. Alright, so adding on up to 4 gateways here, so I think he's going to be a little bit more aggressive than the last game here. I'm interested to see what he adds on with this Robo Bay. This is not financially advisable. Well, Protoss apparently thinks so. Dragoons are really just the core unit in many games, so not sure what you have to do to make your core unit dependent on another unit being sacrificed, but Protoss ethics. I don't know, when you think about it, I mean, even the Terran, like a lot of the Marines, I think are sometimes just conscripts or prisoners. Like, has anybody really got, I don't know, an at-will fighting force? Just send lots of zealots and suicide missions, yeah. Given the way that Protoss play versus Zerg, I definitely understand where they get their Dragoons from. Oof, loses a Dragoon there. Yeah, I think that's a little bit late to move up. I don't think... You want to see the Terran move out. I mean, I don't know if that's really worth it. Nice Sim City, though. Alright, not too much happening. Yeah, I guess he just wanted to get a obs out, but I don't think he even has an observer out, so... I don't know. It seemed like a very early Robo Bay to just not get observer upgrades or observers. So yeah, we'll see what comes. I think he's gonna start macroing up, and hopefully I would like to see him move out. I mean, he's got a decent army here. If Terran just packs up and leaves, he can definitely do some damage before it gets to his base. I mean, the Vulture run-by is definitely scary, but the Vultures have to actually leave the base, and if you're outside their base, you see the Vultures leave, so... I don't know. Adding on Citadel. Terran getting up to 6 factories again. Alright, seen an observer coming out. Maybe that's what he was waiting for to move out. Get a lot of tanks here for Vader. Alright, we see Yarsina moving out here. Probably going to sweep around, just verify there's no Terran base, but... Oh, going to suicide it. Well, he gets a scout off. He sees the factory count. Shouldn't come as a surprise, but sees a lot of tanks just sitting here, so get some intel, but I don't know if it's worth losing the observer over. Especially when you could fly up over here. Easy mistake, though. I lose my scouting overlord all the times. I think it's very difficult to not do that. Got some idle probes. Alright, so we see okay, Vader moving out. Alright, so they're Yarsino, I mean, he's not in position to see this move out, but if he's able to get a sandwich off, he could actually, depending on positioning, he could still crush this force if he gets on top of it. That's a lot of tanks, though. I don't know. I feel like both of these forces together might be able to kill it, but he would have to take some very good trades. Like, straight up, this force just still crushes everything that Protoss has. But he's doing what Protoss needs to do, is just force a siege up. Force Terran to respect you. Try and pick off a few stray vultures. Back up, force another siege. Keep getting the macro cycles out. And buy time for your tech. Still no Arbiter tech on the way, though. Not even an archive started, so hopefully this, you know, for Protoss' sake, you can get something done with the shuttle. Force Terran to respect you, but not your parents. Oh man, losing these. No, this is, you don't want to lose these. Oof. Alright, nice backstab here, catching reinforcements. These tanks are completely exposed. Well, there's still some vultures, but if you can get these. No, oh, he lost his opportunity. Oof. Oh man, this is sad for Protoss. I was having a discussion the other night with, I think in general chat. The Terran actually has little. They don't just have regular nukes; they have little mini nukes too. These little guys. Oh man, loses all of the dragoons here. There's just no army for Yarsino at this point. I mean, he has a bank. I mean, gets some decent zealot bombs, but there's not really much you can do at this point. Adding in 6 dragoons, but 6 dragoons. I mean, 6 dragoons trying to come down this ramp. They're not gonna really accomplish much. Just so many vultures coming across. Tough game for Protoss here. He's gonna try and drop some dragoons. I think that's probably the right call. Not as good as dropping zealots, but I mean, at this point, there's just so many vultures. The vultures can literally win the game without the tanks. The vultures can attack up the ramp and win the game. Tough. I mean, even with the high ground position here, Terran's still taking favorable trades. Just look behind. I mean, there's he's adding on his 3rd CC. Protoss down to 1 base. Trying to add in some slow zealots. Wait, these are speed zealots. Okay. I think every Protoss player there just made a collective. See, I told you the zealots aren't fast enough. And a GG from Yarsino. Tough games. I mean, once Terran gets that force, it's very difficult to engage into it. You know, Zerg, we have to deal with mech occasionally too, and that's it's not easy to just fight that, especially once they get to your base. So yeah, and with that, IKEA takes 3-0 lead in a tier 3 series. All right, give me about let's take about a 2-minute break, and I'll be right back with our next series. Okay, and we are back with the semifinals. I'm sorry, quarterfinals. Team IKEA built orders versus Rhynadon's Revenge. Team IKEA leads 3-0, and we're going now into the fourth series. Forte versus Aires. I'm not actually sure how you say his name. Let's get this transitioned over here. All right. So, yeah. So here in the bottom left of Circuit Breaker, or Circuit Breakers, in the blue, we have Ares. And in the upper right, in the, I don't know, swamp green, we have Forte. IKEA, Forte is on Team IKEA, Rhynadon's Revenge is Ares. So, I want to make a disclaimer here, for Ares' sake. He was actually a last-minute stand-in for this match. So, no time to prepare for the game, just stood in there to help his team. So far nothing too crazy. Looks like a standard probe move out. Ah, yes, Iris is a Starcraft 2 Masters Terran. Okay, so he's definitely got some high-level RDS experience. Brood War is its own beast for sure, but you know, RDS games do tend to have a lot of similarities. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not sure on Ares's rank, but being this is a tier 3 match, he's probably in tier 3. Alright, so Forge expand, presumably coming out from Ares. And a... Okay, so it looks like a 12 hatch coming from Forte. So Forte actually getting a build order lead, potentially. Depending on what he wants to go for here. Depends on where he puts his third hatch, whether he's going for econ or if he's going to go aggressive. If he puts third hatch in main, it could be behind, but we'll see. Nothing's developed far enough to tell. So Forte going to scout, see the Nexus timing, and that's Forge expand. Knows he's not in too much trouble from a... There's no 2-gate proxy out in the map about to hit him. But interestingly, chooses to take his third hatch in base, so perhaps we'll see some Mutalisk play, or perhaps a quick timing bust. However, if he wants to transition to a macro game without doing a timing, then Protoss is a little bit ahead. Alright, so Forte, we'll see what he does with 100 gas. Immediately starts the lair. No Ling speed, so my guess is he's probably going to go Hydra or Mutalisk. Gets 2 Lings in. He needs to pull probes for this. He doesn't know. Yeah, Iris does not know how many Lings there are behind this. He needs to be plugging this hole and get another... I mean, it is not an overreaction to pull half his probes here until he gets a cannon up. He's no, there's too many holes in this wall. He needs... One Zealot is not going to hold this. Nothing happening from Iris here. He does not... He has no way of knowing how many Lings are out in the map. Oh, Iris, what are you doing, man? Actually, I don't know if it's a man. What are you doing? Alright, so Hydra Tech coming out from Forte, adding in Lurker aspect without... So no... Okay, so he's going to go for a Lurker bust. A little harder against Protoss than Terran, but Lurkers are still very strong. No cannon still from Ares. I don't know. This is very, very risky from Ares to be... He's adding in gateways, but he is being extremely greedy, not knowing how many Lings are out in the map. Ling just walks in for free. And leaves. Okay. Could have been a free scout. Now, Iris is flying blind, but Forte is too. He doesn't have an overlord inside of Iris's base. So for all he knows, this could be two Stargate scout. Who knows? So both players flying without any scouting intel whatsoever. I mean, apart from these two lings at the front. But huge force moving across from Forte. No cannons to speak of for RAs. He's got 4-5 gateways, but they haven't had time to make enough. There will be a few Dragoons out, but this is so many units. No detection. If these morph into lurkers, yeah, they are. Ah, Zealots moving out prematurely. They're getting surrounded. They're not going to be able to... Okay, so they are going to be able to plug the hole, maybe. There's another hole up here, though. No probe holes whatsoever. Alright, so what are you doing? Finally pulling probes, but this is not ideal. I mean, Zealots... yeah. Not a bad trade against the Lings in the end, but there's still no detection for these lurkers. Lurkers can just move in. Yeah, he knows. So yes, that is cannons are good. You know, that's he really just needed at least one, and if he was blocking with probes until he could scout the Ling count, but flying completely blind and not having cannons, just I think that really just cost him. I mean, considering the state of the game, he was in an okay place. A little bit low on probe count, but I don't know. That was unfortunate there. But first game goes to Forte. All right. Let's see what they have for us in game 2. All right. On Eclipse, in the upper right in the blue, we have Ares. And in the bottom left, we have Forte. So what will we see? We saw Ares a little bit hesitant to make cannons, but we saw kind of the game plan he was trying to go for. It seemed like he really wanted to just get a good healthy gateway count, get a big force, get out on the map. Perhaps that's where he feels he can shine a little bit better, is in the macro and army movements. But yeah, not able to secure his initial base. And we have a 4 pool from Forte. Okay, so Ares is going to scout this, and you don't have to be a Starcraft player to know what a 4 pool is. 4 pool is probably one of the most legendary builds in all of gaming. But does he know how to respond to it? Yep, immediately 6 lings started. Ares about to see it. Camera pan to his face. Immediately starts a gateway. Alright. Gateway does block a large area, but he needs to get a pylon. Okay. I was expecting a forge. Okay, he needs probe pole, like now. Probes, it's risky. So he leaves 3 probes behind for mining. I suppose that is all right, just to make sure he has enough to start a cannon. No, okay, he doesn't even have the ability to make a cannon. So if he can get this Zealot out, It's fine, but he needs to stack these probes. Like, it may have actually been worth it to leave a probe into Zerg base just to stack, mineral stack. He knows it's over. GG. That, my friends, is a 4-pool. And yeah. So if he had gone Forge Fast Expand, I think he still wouldn't have had a cannon in time. But unfortunate there on the probe pull. I think he actually could have held that, but it would have taken some difficult probe micro. Maybe it would have been even better to just sack the natural and just defend the main. I'm not sure. I'm not a Protoss player, but yeah, that was a 4-pool. All right. And with that, IKEA takes a 4-0 lead in Tier 3. All right, so we have one series remaining. I'm working through these very quickly. It will be Escalade versus Statues. So let's see if Team Rhynadon's Revenge can take their revenge. Give me 1 second here. This will be a TVP. All right, we are set. Okay. In the lower left on circuit breakers, for Team Rhynadon's Revenge, we have Escalade. And in the upper right, in the blue Terran, playing for Team IKEA build orders, we have Statues. So at this point, I believe at this point, yeah, so at this point, the I think the result had already been determined. So Escalade is simply playing for the honor for his team. There's nothing too out of the ordinary yet. It's funny, I never noticed the vent there. Is Escalade my favorite map? Oh yeah, it's Escalade's favorite map. Oh man, I recognize the name, but I don't think I've ever actually played a game on Escalade. So, Escalade says it depends, yeah. Alright, so Statue's going for barracks, almost a semi-wall here. I think there's room for another supply depot here, so I'm wondering if he's trying to go for a hard wall. I think it is Zealot tight, actually. Zealots might be able to walk this left side, but I think this is actually a Zealot tight wall, unless they can walk between the... I don't think they can walk between supply depots either. Oh, okay, gets the block off, nice. Okay. Solid strat there. Alright, so we see... Okay, so no quick cybernetic score here from Escalade. Instead, opting to go for Zealot first. So, perhaps going to try and just put a little pressure on the Terran, force them to... I say that, he just stands on the ramp, but... Yeah, I was thinking he might try to move out and just force Terran to make a Marine or two. Or pull some SCVs down to repair. But yeah, Statue's starting his factory. And Cybercore almost complete here from Escalade. We'll see what he opts for next. But the SCV gets in, it's getting a full scout. But yeah, Escalade completely in the dark here. He doesn't know what's coming. It could be just a 2-fact push, but it could also be Wraiths. Who knows? Vulture drops. Yeah, Escalade's saying he really could not walk out. And yeah, I mean, that's true. You can't really bust this, but... And I suppose it is risky even just to have the Zealot here because of the risk of a Vulture. Both players playing very conservatively here, trying to just guard their, their tech progressions. Got some, okay, so Dragoon range on the way. He's on 2 gates. So he should have a fairly decent Dragoon count here. Assuming that's what he's going for. He can at least slow down the Terran, who's already started their CC here. So he can at least like pressure the bunker at the front, force some repairs and lost mining time. Alright, starting Robo Bay. A little bit of a worker lead here for statues. Not very sure myself on the worker comparisons, but I think you want to be about even. Not entirely sure. Does lose the scouting probe, but he has some. He's got a pretty strong early game force here, especially with the 4th Dragoon coming in. So he's gonna move out. He's gonna be able to force Terran to back up. Like, these Marines can't just be walking around. More Dragoons on the way. Yeah, very healthy army count coming out here for Escalade. He's going to be able to start his natural nexus behind this. Dragoon range will be complete by the time he arrives, so Terran will have siege tech in time though, so yeah, probably not going to be able to get that much done, but he'll at least force Terran to respect his position. And it is possible he could even get a kill on a tank. Depends on the matchup, referring to worker counts, I believe. Yeah, so we definitely see a faster, faster natural mining here for Terran. So definitely a tech lead. I mean, econ lead here. We'll see what Protoss's response is, but nothing much. Not even really much tech progression. So yeah, not much tech progression here. Does have observer tech out, but no upgrades yet. Alright, he starts the robotic support bay. Alright, so maybe we'll see some drop play come into effect. I think that's a good call too, because of, he was unable to really deny Terran doing whatever they wanted this game. And he is behind on his expansion, so I think it makes sense to try and go for the Reaver harass. Terran adding in some Goliaths and getting the range upgrade. So did he scan? Or does he just know that's probably... Yeah, I don't know if Terran just knows that the shuttles is probably what Protoss is going for, or if he's just anticipating. And getting a starport. Yeah, not too much happening at the moment. Just pretty much just standoff here. I do like the positioning though for Escalade. He will, well, he won't see the move out if it wraps around, but gonna finally get some intel though. Assuming he can, yeah, there's no turrets here to stop him, so he can just fly on and get some eyes on what Terran's doing. Only 2 factories, so definitely has to be respected, but it's not like he's not about to just die instantly. Yeah, we do have okay, yeah, so Goliaths I guess can be pretty much standard this early. Gotcha. Yeah, I always thought Goliaths are more of something you added later on once you move out. And you have to deal with arbiters and shuttles a lot more. That makes sense. Yeah, especially if you're turtling and you don't want to, like, the main way you take damage is if you get dropped on by Reavers. There's no Reaver to speak of yet. I don't think he's... Yeah, he doesn't have a Reaver. Huh. Did he cancel? Yeah, he's still got the robotic support bay, but I don't see a Reaver anywhere. It's not in the shuttle. Yeah. I'm not sure what he's going for. Just 1 Stargate, so my guess is he's probably going to go for Arbiter. Yeah, Protoss very far behind. The 30 down 30 probes. Yeah, not even mining gas on his natural. Yeah, I didn't even see that until now. That's a big. Yeah, this looks like a Zerg a Zerg mining operation. But he does get a 3rd base, little corner base started up here, and it is a main, so he can get some gateways added up here. I mean, if Terran doesn't get out on the map and do anything, yeah, Protoss is still in a decent place, but yeah, the worker deficit is still massive. Would like to see him get some tech added on. I don't think he's even started upgrades at this point. Probably can't afford them. Yeah, he's got a heavy gas bank at the moment. Yeah, needs to... I mean, he's really gotten a lot of space, no pressure from Terran, so yeah. I think Protoss really should really be trying to muscle up at this point. Either have some tech, arbiters or carriers out to just crush what Terran sends across, or have muscle. But at this point, he's got a decent Dragoon count, but he can't really replace anything. And no Zealots to tank. These are just completely uncovered, and I mean, this little hit squad here can, I don't know what they're doing here, but they can, four Goliaths can tank these. They can take it. Yeah, Terran up to 6 factories. Adding on a 7th factory. It's a scary push getting ready to move across. And he's only been making tanks off 1, but he's probably going to have another add-on here soon. Okay, we got carrier upgrades. Interesting choice to go carriers on this map. They're not bad on the edges, but you can't fight Terran in the middle of the map with carriers. But it's a low Goliath count, and if Statues is not on top of his scouting or doesn't read this correctly, he could actually be in big trouble. 4 Goliaths will not stop. I mean, even 2 carriers could really just wreck this army. No carriers on the way, though. I mean, he's almost got the carrier upgrade, first carrier upgrade complete, and air weapons is over a third complete, but no second Stargate, no carriers on the way. I mean, this is... I mean, if you're going to be making carriers, you really need to try and have 4 ready by the time Terran reaches your base. I mean, again, that kind of comes back to his worker count, and he's down, oh my goodness, 41 workers. He's on 3 bases, but is at a 40 worker deficit to the 2-base Terran. Well, he's getting pretty nice mining efficiency, I can tell you that, but yeah, I mean, this looks like a Zerg. And unfortunately, Zerg is not what he's playing right now. He's moving in position. This probably will alert Terran to the fact there's a base that way. Again, this is kind of what Protoss has to do, but he's not buying time for anything. There's only 1 carrier on the way. I mean, this is... Yeah, I mean, yeah, kind of what you would want to do is just back up, trade as efficiently as possible. You're not going to beat the Terran army, but then you're buying time for 4 carriers. But, I mean, he might have 1 carrier done without interceptors by the time Terran arrives. And this is GG, really. I mean, there's no way. If he had lost all that army and he had 4 carriers, he's still in it. I mean, carriers are amazing units if they're controlled well, but, I mean, he doesn't have them, so... Yeah, this is really tough. I mean, I don't even think there's Zealot speed. Okay, he has Zealot speed at least, but I mean, 1 Zealot to use it. Okay, maybe you can catch some tanks here. I mean, this is about the best. That right there was almost the best trade you could have possibly asked for. 1 Zealot, 1 Dragoon for what? 1 or 2 tanks? But I mean, he's backed up against the wall here. This is just... Terran honestly could lose all of these tanks and be totally okay. It's yeah, GG. I mean, I think that's appropriate. Just missing some macro cycles on his probes earlier on, then he couldn't afford carriers, I think is really what the problem was. I mean, if you realize that your probe count's so low, I feel like if nothing else, you just cut your Dragoon count just to try to get some carriers out. Because carriers have the most play of any, I think really any Protoss unit. Except maybe the Arbiter. Even the carrier might have more play. If you have at least 4 of them. Because I mean, playing over the cliffs here, he only has 4 Goliaths. I mean, there's just, carriers can do so much, but he didn't have them. So, game 1 goes the way of statues and Team IKEA. Alright, let's see what they have for us in game 2. Again, this is Team IKEA, Team Rhynadon is down 0-4. So it's in tier 3, so let's see if they can bring it back here. All right. In the upper right on Eclipse, can Team IKEA ride this escalator to victory? It's Escalade. And in the bottom left, I am sorry, I completely messed that up. That was Escalade. This, in the upper right, playing for Team IKEA, this is Statues. So yeah, Team Rhynadon wants to ride Escalade to victory. Otherwise, Statues is going to memorialize Team IKEA into the next round. I think the result may have been determined when this match was played, but stakes were still very high. Both teams were very even on scores at this point across the various tiers. So it looks like some fairly standard stuff so far. Very early probe scout move out from Escalade here. I think he wants to be sure he gets in and gets a scout off. And I think he will. Yeah, he'll get the scout off. Alright, a little bit of probe harass going on, just being annoying here. Could even go for a mana pylon if he wanted to, but yeah, definitely don't want to just stand and fight SCVs. They can... SCVs are just monsters. Like, trying to micro against an SCV is not easy. I do it as a Zerg player too. Like, I try to like do the moving shot, like shoot the SCV, move back before the SCV can get the yeah. But yeah, like it's an SCV can actually, I believe, fight a drone, kill it, and then fight another separate drone and kill that drone without dying. At least I think it might depend on whether the SCV or the drone gets the first shot off, possibly, but SCVs are beefy. Probes have... So I think probes actually have slightly faster shield regeneration than drones have health. So they might... 2 probes might fare better, but still. Alright, so nothing too... Okay, so it looks like slightly faster Cyber Core this time for Escalade. We'll see what he's wanting to do. Probably not too much different from last game, but he has not started Dragoon range. Okay, there he goes. He is starting it. Yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary here. Not a single Marine out. But disrespect. But, I mean, again, I guess he got enough as scout. He doesn't really need to. But Escalade choosing here to just deny scouting over putting any pressure on. Not a bad call, just the call he makes. Alright, very early CC. Actually, no, I think that's right timing. Never mind. I think you're usually supposed to start it on like 21 supply with, unless you're going for a more aggressive build. Don't quote me on that, I'm not a Terran player, but I'm just saying what I think. Yeah, he was choosing to go for Escalade in the chat here, saying he wanted to go for the Zealot early just to be safe. Which is fair, I mean, as a Zerg player, you always want to make sure that Terran went bio, because if you just assume they went bio and then a Vulture runs into your base, you just lose. Like, unless you just get a lucky catch with your drones, you're just dead. So, same with Protoss. I mean, at least the Protoss, they get Dragoons. But still, it's rough if a Vulture gets in. Yeah, and still, yeah, we see a slight worker disadvantage here for Escalade at this point. Only down 4 workers, but considering he's behind in, I guess, several ways, this is not looking great for him. Just starting his Nexus, otherwise the CC has already landed. A pretty clean execution coming out here from statues. Alright, so he's starting the support bay again. I'm not sure what that is for. I mean, unless I'm just Zerg brain here and can't remember something key, I don't think you make it unless you want Reavers. So, or unless shuttle speed, maybe? I think shuttle speed's in that. Yeah, I think it's shuttle speed. I think that's the only reason you would get a support bay. If you're not going Reaver. Siege should be done here for statues. Not making as many Dragoon. Well, no, wait, never mind. He has a good Dragoon count. He's going to move out, see what he can get done. Barracks very far forward. He can force a lift on that. Probably cannot hit this supply depot. Pretty cool. I think Siege Tank range is about here, so he might be able to snipe it, but could be a little annoying for Terran. Pretty much, I think the only thing that makes Terran balanced is that supply depots are practically useless. They're fat, they don't move, and they do absolutely nothing besides you just have to make them. I mean, pylons are useful, overlords are incredibly useful. Supply depots, no. But if supply depots were useful, like say an overlord, I don't think Terran could be beaten. Just a salty Zerg player, but I think that's really a big balancing thing, an important balancing mechanic that maybe gets overlooked a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think he's missing an opportunity here to just do something. Like, sure, I mean, damaging a barracks and a supply depot isn't that useful, but I mean, hey, kill a supply depot perhaps, or force the siege tanks. Just, I don't know, make Terran do something besides just make units. And this is just, Terran is literally just playing build order practice at this moment. Getting a third base a little bit faster this time. I think he was a little slower than this on the last game. He is going for a Reaver this time. So I don't know, maybe he's going to go Reaver into Carrier? I feel like this map is actually better for Carriers. It's not great for Carriers, but it's... At least you have this middle section that you could use. It's better than Spirit Breaker. I mean, oh my goodness. Dota player coming out of me right there. Circuit Breakers. Alright. Got his Reaver out. I don't think... Is there even a shuttle? What? Has he even made a shuttle? Or is he just going to slow crawl it? Huh. I don't know what's going on. I mean, defensive Reaver is not really that great. You kind of want to use it walking back, so... Yeah, practicing micro, yeah, I mean, it's got some value to it. I feel like drills and stuff have their place, that's for sure. This is just, you know, my tier 3 D rank brain talking, but I think you have to play games too, though. Drills don't help you think of like the flow of the game in many ways. Like, it's important for learning build order practice and then microing controlling units, but oftentimes if you do all those but then you don't know how to think of the flow of the game, it's difficult to really apply those drills. Like, I've done tons of Mutalisk micro maps, but that doesn't mean I'm great at controlling Mutalisks, because I can like just play like a Muta micro map and realize I have 2k bank. And haven't expanded to my third or made anything at my third. No tech progression. You know, it's you got to make a... Yeah, sometimes you got to have a little bit of both. So you're going for Stargate here at third base. A little sneaky here. I don't know. I mean, that's pretty good. I don't know if Terran is going to expect him to have expanded here. Okay, getting a second Stargate. I like this so much better than the last game already. 45. He's still down almost 20 workers, but 19 worker deficit versus 40 is so much better. Terran, though, still has a scary force. probably going to hit a little bit faster than last game. Again, with this standard... this is like a statues thing, I guess, to make 4 Goliaths and group them with the science vessel. But yeah, I mean, this Terran force is pretty scary. But he's got a healthy... I don't know, I like this Reaver. I want to see him make a shuttle and use it. Just like, make Terran build turrets or something. Like, Terran hasn't built a single turret. He's only got 4 Goliaths. One, even if it's not a speed shuttle, he could still just drop a Zealot here that's soak a tank shot and get off a Scarab here. And if nothing else, use it to delay this Terran push. Like, Scarab wrecks these vultures. But Starcraft is a hard game. But I love this that he's added these two. Like, he's buying... However he decides to buy time, he's buying time for something. This isn't just one Stargate making 1 carrier 5 minutes after he made the Stargate. Or the fleet beacon. It finished an upgrade. He's got, you know, he's starting 2 carriers at the same time he's got the upgrade. You know, he's got workers behind. 22 worker deficit, but he's got 3 bases. Like, this kind of puts Terran on a clock in some ways. Terran's making it starting their 3rd, which I don't know if they're going to push to cover the 3rd, but like, unless Terran just ends the game in the next 5 minutes, Protoss is going to have a pretty scary carrier fleet. Getting a 4th base too. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty ballsy. I mean, I guess maybe he's just preparing to play, what do you call that? Nomad Protoss? If Terran moves in and kills his main, he's still got carrier tech in this 3rd here, and he can just keep mining and just make more carriers and just, you know, do the Stork thing where you just lose all your bases but win the game. So apparently there was a drop in this game that I missed. Did I miss a drop somewhere? I knew something died here, but I thought it was an observer. Well, I mean, the Reaver, there's still a Reaver right here, so yeah, maybe I did miss it, but... Yeah, maybe I just missed the Reaver drop. Huh. My bad if I missed that. I'm trying not to make excuses, but definitely it's still my first time casting one of these, so I'll try to do better in the future. All right, good observer control here. Let's see, does he's gonna snipe the science vessel? I don't know. He needs to pull back. Escalade's got to pull back these. He's got so many Dragoons here. Like, this is... Like, he has so many Dragoons, this is like a really healthy number, but he's just losing them for free. Only 2 carriers. Like, he doesn't want to show these so early. He wants to get... I mean, he's got 2 more almost done, but... Like, now Terran knows. Terran's just going to start massing Goliaths. Like, if you just came out with... Oh, that was so unfortunate. Like, it's totally okay if he even just backs off and lets Terran set here, just losing all those goons for free. Just buy time. Lose the natural nexus even, I think. Just the element of surprise from 4 carriers is so much stronger than just 2. Because like, even these 3 Goliaths here just kind of force the carriers to move. If you had 4 carriers show up, like... Yeah, so he's got these here. If the 4 carriers showed up now, then he would have been able to... he could probably actually clean this up. But at this point now, Terran is just... on top of it, he loses a carrier. Things not looking good for our Protoss here. He's got 2 more carriers on the way. I mean, he's set up himself up for success here. I'm a little worried seeing he's not able to utilize these as well as he could have. A lot of Goliaths being added in here. I mean, he's got 8. Yeah. About to be 9 factories. Just... He can make nothing but Goliaths. He hasn't lost any tanks yet. He can literally just make nothing but Goliaths. I mean, carriers are good, but they're not that good. Not enough to stop 9 Fact Goliath. 2 upgrades. Like these guys have +1. Okay, so he does have +1 at least. He hasn't started +2. I don't know if you ever do, but I mean, he does finally clean up some of these tanks, but I mean, Terran getting a 4th base. Terran up in bases over Protoss. Flying the carriers over Goliaths. Yeah, he needs to just double back, come back and protect this base. This is the most important base in the map. He can lose his main, I think, and it's still okay, but if he loses this, the game's over. It's just these Goliaths are buying so much time buffering for this other force here. Because, I mean, carriers are so good if you control them well. Move in, select the target, move command back. I think that's how you do it. Just keep them moving constantly. Yeah, oh, he eats the EMP just standing here fighting. This is not how you want to use carriers. Carriers, I can understand, like, GG, well played. With that, Escalade, Team IKEA takes the series. And the whole, and they move advance. Yeah, carriers are, they're weird. They're not like a just fire and forget unit. Like, it's not like fastest map where you just make 50 carriers and just A-move them. It takes so much micro and attention just to use them effectively. They are very effective, but I mean, you almost can't do anything else but control your carriers. I'm saying that as a Zerg player, but I feel like this was actually a really well played game by Escalade in many ways. Just unfortunately not able to bring the carriers out in the right time and place. And I think losing those Dragoons really kind of sealed the deal. Alright, well, thanks for watching, guys. These were great series. I don't know, I think we'll up to see some good stuff next week. I'll try to return and cast these a little bit more. Help make sure we get everything casted. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a great weekend, and good luck in your games if you have any left to play.